Batman turned 85 in 2024, and to celebrate, Barbie made two dolls, Harley Quinn and a Poison Ivy. I originally pre-ordered both of them, but then ended up having to cancel one of them, and sadly that was Poison Ivy. But I got her for my birthday, so we're going to be unboxing her. So, yay! Hi, I'm Ryn, and welcome to Ryn.the.Dragon, where I collect things, especially dolls. My second channel is linked down below. Let's get to the unboxing. So as I said, I missed out on her. I was going to go to like a doll show. We ended up not going to the doll show, and so I could have just gotten it. But then I had to get myself new headphones, so that money kind of went to that. And I was like, I will get her. She will be mine. She will be mine. And I had every time I was like the opportunity to get her came up, something else also came up, and I was like, why don't I just ask my dad to get her for my birthday? And so he did. I was like, hey, I want this. I did send him like to eBay. He got her from Amazon, so he paid a bit more than the eBay listing. But she's here. And he was really sweet. He was like, is this the one you wanted? Because there's like two different Poison Ivies. And I was like, no, this is the one I wanted. It would have been like, if he would have got the other one, I still would have said, no, this is the one I wanted. Because the other one is an expensive one too. So I would have said, no, this is the one I wanted. No matter which one it was. No matter which one he got, I would have been happy. Because I really want a Poison Ivy. I want that one too. But I got this one, and we're gonna unbox her. I've opened her and I've seen her, but I haven't taken her out of her packaging. So we have the Poison Ivy Barbie doll. I can't refill her the way I want to because I would show my address, but here she is, finally in my house. Batman 85th anniversary Poison Ivy. Like, there's things I like about her, there's things I am not so excited about, but we're going to talk about all of that once we unbox her. First, we have to read the back. Call me Poison Ivy. I'm nature's fiercest defender. Chlorophyll flows through my veins, toxins leak from my lips, and I take over minds as invasively as my vines. But every thorn has its rose, and I secretly long for connection. I've always felt closer to my plants than humans, except for a select special few, like Harls. Together, we're the queens of crime, ready to take over this concrete jungle of Gotham City. Nature always wins. There's no more than 20,000 worldwide, apparently. And I now have one of them. But we're going to be taking her out of the box temporarily until I'm ready to display both of them together. Let's get her out. Okay. Something I will say is I know like the Poison Ivy and Bat and Harley are like a couple, but I really wish they did the Gotham City Sirens, and they just did Catwoman too. I really do wish they did a Catwoman too, because I love Catwoman so much, and I need to get every doll of her. That was not supposed to happen like that. So she does have authenticity here. She is gold label. They have different labels. I don't know what they mean. I think there's pink, there's black, there's gold. I think there's other colors, but those are the ones I know. And it is my mission to go and get some of a few Kellys. I love Kelly. I love Kelly so much. I'm off topic. It's fine. Oh, that's another Catwoman. There's a Kelly one. And I did order one, but the seller couldn't find them and had to give me my money back. I was heartbroken. I still need to get them. I was supposed to get them for my birthday, but we will get them eventually. But let's look at Poison Ivy. She comes with a plant. I am going to assume that it is a Venus flytrap, mostly because that is the typical like look of them in cartoons. Very similar to one that cartoon Morticia has, because the 1960s TV show, hers looked very different from that one's not a Venus flytrap, but it's like an African strangler, I think. Now, going over her, I love her face. Her face was a selling point for me. And her headband, it was the vines, it's beautiful. I love her, like, her stockings. I'm calling them stockings. With the vines printed on them. It's beautiful. And her shoes very much coincide with her headband. And her earrings. She has earrings that you may not be able to see. But they're green flowers and have dangly leaves in them. Let me see if I can fix it so you can see it. One of them's crooked. So you see her little earrings. She has a armband with a crossbow on it and like a little heart arrow. It's not really a crossbow. It's kind of just like a bow, some like a miniature bow and arrow that's strapped onto her arm. And I love it. It's like gold, and it actually can, like, like snap on and off. It's just gonna also rubber band onto her. Now let's actually get to the outfit. It's printed on, and it's like a body suit that is like with invisible straps, and she also has like two like arm warmers. We're gonna call them arm warmers. And the printed on detail I wish was embroidered or like had more of a 3D effect, or it just like wasn't so printed on, or it had like elements that were printed on, like the base was printed on and then something was put on top of it to kind of give it more to it, just so that it wouldn't feel like not as like, especially with all the design and work that went into this doll, the outfit itself, I wish it was a little bit more, or like have like a texture to it. It doesn't really have a texture to it at all. It's the very like swimsuit material. It's like, I feel like a little bit like yeah, like I would say the swimsuit. It's very silky, smooth, and doesn't have like doesn't really give like leaves or vines or any like texture to it. I think embroidering it or giving it some kind of like texture would really elevate the look, coming from someone who is not a fashion designer. But I just think that would add to her and really just elevate her look. But she is a $55 doll and not like a $100 doll. And I feel like if she was a $100 doll, they would have done more to that. So it's like, what really can we, like, the budget? She is on a made to move body, but to me that doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things, because we have made to move bodies. They're $25 or less, and so some of the budget goes to that. But then she does also have accessories. I don't know, like, just when you really think about like the pricing on her versus other dolls that are very similar in nature, I just really think that it's just like, is it on par? And what really, how much does goes into the budget for other things like the face sculpt or like the makeup or like the accessories? And she doesn't have like a ton of like plastic on her like when you see with Monster High. Maybe a lot of it did go into like the sculpting of the shoes, because you don't see the shoes is not like replicated on other Barbie dolls. The earrings are very personal, like the headband, things like that. That is part of the budget, and I do understand other people are just like, the outfit is a little bit lacking. When we really think about all the other bits that go into this Barbie, it's a nice price. Her nails are also painted red, which is not like I don't know how much it costs more, but they're not like they're wonky or anything. At least the ones I can see. The print on them is nice. And again, like the face sculpt is beautiful. And she has also a different skin tone from your traditional Barbie. She is green. And so that probably adds to like pricing, even though it's probably not terribly more expensive to dye her green versus a different natural skin color. It probably does go into the budget and thinking about all of that. I do kind of wish that her bodysuit was a little bit more. And because I'm not an expert in making like doll clothes or anything, it will probably be like years down the line before I actually felt like I could make a Poison Ivy outfit. Because I'm like, I don't know how to do that. But I could see myself in the far future, like, at least trying to recreate it and seeing how it looks. Don't be looking out for that video. That's one I have to learn how to sew first and design. I'm not a fashion designer, so it would take me time, but it's just something that I think about. And I'm curious to see how others have, like, if they've bought her, if they've like restyled her or made her an outfit. I'm very interested in seeing if they have. If I find any before I edit this video, I'll put some up. But I like her. I know I just ragged on her outfit. I did want her, and I wanted her when I originally got her. The only reason why I ended up getting Harley Quinn instead of her is because the listing on Amazon like disappeared for Harley Quinn, and hers was still up at the time, and I was like, I'll get her later. It wasn't until I actually went to go get her that her price went up, and things ended up happening that she wasn't available for the same price, and I was like, oh, I regret that decision. But I have her in my house now, and she does come with a doll stand, and I will be taking them out of their boxes and displaying them. But here she is out of the box. I'm going to put her back in the box because Harley is still in the box. I was like, when I get both of them, I'll take them out. I have both of them now, and I am excited to take her out of the box. These shoes are amazing. And something that's completely off topic, on topic, or side topic. I had this idea to make a Monster High version of Poison Ivy with a Venus, obviously, because they're very similar. Poison Ivy is, in the alternate universe, like the evil version of Venus. because Venus does feel very passionate about plants and the environment, and Poison Ivy is just takes that step, takes it a little bit further, and is willing to commit crimes for the environment, to better the environment, to protect the environment. Um, and Harley, Venus is not yet at that stage. She's on the Monster High side. So she's like, it has her little pamphlets that are recyclable or like biodegradable, and her outfits are like recycled clothing, and so that's one reason why I also liked her design for the Fang member doll. The design made sense, and the recycled clothing, I was like, yeah, that sounds right up her alley. Um, but yeah, I think she is beautiful, and while her outfit's not my favorite, it's still a cute outfit. I just kind of wish it had more of a line element. You could see like even if it's just like some of it was more 3D while the rest of it was like this smoother texture, or if it had a bit of like velvet to like kind of like some of the leaves were velvet to kind of just like a pile of leaves coming together to form this like different textures. That's just like my thinking on it. Uh, but let me know what you think. I I do love her, and I'm glad she's in my house now, and I don't have to worry about her anymore. Because way too long they go up so high in price. You're just like, let's look at the art before we end today's video, because the art on these boxes are stunning, and even after I like take them out of the box, I will be like cutting the box. We didn't actually look at the box beforehand. Wow, crazy, right? Um, Here is Poison Ivy with her Venus flytrap. I love how the Venus flytrap has eyes. They don't typically have eyes, which is why it's like kind of like, oh, okay. And her artwork is beautiful. The little pink blushing on her face and the vines around her eyes. It's beautiful. And looking at the shoes, it's like the shoes were like plants and just like all of it coming together. It's really beautiful. And then this one, when you see her in action with the fiery red hair and all of that. Honestly, I have this like I have this vision to do something that I wish Barbie did, but I don't know if they ever will. But I'm obsessed with Batman, and I'm obsessed with Bat Fam. I've been watching a lot of TikToks and TikTok skits and like the Bat Fams interacting, and I'm like, now I need dolls of them. I need dolls of them, and I'm like, okay. I'm giving myself projects. I'm giving myself projects. So now I have to make the Bad Fam as dolls. I I I do have a, what's his name? I do have an Edward Cullen that I'm going to turn into Batman eventually. But now I'm just like, I have to do everyone else. I have to do the whole Bat Fam. I have Poison Ivy and I have Harley Quinn, so that's two down. The rest of the crew to go, and the made to move bodies. And I just like, there's some planning that is going on, and I am excited to actually get that into like the works. Even if it's just at first getting the dolls and then worrying about making the clothes later. But yeah, that is all. I've talked a lot on. A lot of it wasn't even about Poison Ivy, but I love her, And she's going to be coming out of the box relatively soon. I can't wait to get her out of the box and on the stand. I'm glad she has a stand. Some dolls don't come with stands, and it's like, how are you going to stand up without a stand? And sometimes I really think the way like product pictures have them, it's like, how did you get that doll to stand up without a stand? Because they have it like in the bottom corner. Dolls cannot stand up on their own. It's like, yeah, we know. I don't know who thought that they could. Some can. Some do have the ability to stand up on their own, like American Girl. So they don't have like dolls can't stand up on their own because they can. But others are just like, how did you get that doll to stand up and you don't have them on a stand currently? Well, that is all. I'm gonna let you go. Oh, did I show you the back? Here's the back. And part of her looks like she's ready to throw her plant, but also it looks like she's also holding it like a toddler. I don't know, just kind of interesting. But that is all. I'll let you go. I've rambled enough. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye!